Good morning, everyone. Good to see all of you here. I think you have beaten the rains, you have beaten the traffic of Mumbai, and you are here. So great to have you as an audience here. And I'm sure a quick introduction, is it required? I think we are mostly done. I think we are all very known people here. I think, although I'll probably take a minute to quickly introduce. To my right, I have Samit, right? And from Nature Basket, Arun from MBTEL, Chirantan from Mobile Store, and Danish from Shop City, and Abhishek from Adidas, and Bhavik from Ambab, and of course Anand. He had a quick presentation, I guess, a good presentation that he just completed. So very distinguished kind of panel that we have. Experts from retail, IT, and technology service providers. So hope to have a good debate. We have got 50 minutes, I guess. Although the session is running late, I'm told that we'll get our entire 50 minutes, so that's good news. We'll try to keep it as interesting as possible for you. So we have a very interesting session to that extent. Omnichannel, seamless omnichannel at that. I think omnichannel has become kind of a buzzword, industry buzzword in retail, not just in India, across the globe. I think every retailer is probably chasing that. So let's understand what are their perspectives from retailer side of it, and also from technology service provider side of it, how they are kind of enabling people and retailers particularly. So, and we'll also have a good 10 minutes left towards the end for the question answers. I'm hopeful that you would have your questions ready by then, and hope to have an interactive session. Just to set the context, I'll probably put a small definition to what omnichannel. Not that it requires any definition at this moment of time, but I think just to set a context. So broadly, to put across from more from a consumer standpoint or a consumer viewpoint, I think it is seamless experience, which is across, I mean, it is for products, same products, the capabilities of service delivery or customer service and engagement capabilities, irrespective of which channel he is coming from, or irrespective of when, how, where he is trying to reach out to the retailer. That is very, very broadly, if I were to put it, saying that that's the kind of sense that everybody is trying to derive out of a context of omnichannel. Just to elaborate further, I would probably ask the panelists, starting with the retailers first, and I would probably want to understand what are their perspectives, or how do they see omnichannel and omnichannel in India. And if you can add on to that, saying that what are you doing in your organization towards that direction. I'll probably start with Samit.
Hello, yeah. But I think so the key focus for us is to kind of build accessibility to our product range across the country. So the focus is that how can we get customers to buy what we keep in our stores across the tier 1 cities and across the country too. So a key part is the e-commerce experience enables us to give the customer accessibility to what we have in a convenient form. So we do 2-hour delivery across the tier 1 cities, and across the country we do 2-day delivery on what we have. So both the offline and the online both have their pros and cons from customer experience perspective. Our stores have the experiential form of things, and our e-commerce channel has the convenience because the customer can shop from home. So for us, the key thought in the omnichannel experience is how can we give the customer what they want. A key part of it is that we should have an integrated solution. So the offline team and the online team should work as one team. So we have empowered the stores. So the model we took is that each of our stores would be backed by an e-commerce fulfillment center to process the e-commerce orders so they don't interfere with the offline store experience. And we let the customer place the order on the web, and we have our e-commerce fulfillment centers which do process the order for the customer. So in that form, we have empowered the store to head e-commerce too. So we have made the store manager both the head for the offline business and for the e-commerce business too, to ensure that there is an integrated way in which we operate.
That's interesting. Yeah. I'll come back to you, Arun, but let me go to Chirantan first. I think, yeah, this works. Good. Thanks. So, from your perspective, how do you see omnichannel in India, and what are you doing at mobile stores?
So one thing, good guys, I hope I'm audible. So one thing, good guys, is that India is adopting and accepting omni-channel commerce, and basically the integration is the part of it, much faster than the rest of the world. UK, we have seen good traction, but the way India is adopting it, pretty good. In fact, we have to a larger extent, and one of those early mover advantage we have it. In terms of e-commerce and omni-channel experience, right? So not only you can order online from our stores, but also we have integrated very successfully omni-channel with Hyperlocal. That means you can be on the online world, any of those price aggregators or a lot of our own website. From there, you can see the store inventory real time in your geography. So hence the local concept comes into picture. And the store gets your order, and store fulfills it within 2 hours. Not only that, to enhance the customer experience, which is the central to omni-channel, right? We have made sure is that the store comes to your home. That means it's not a plain courier package, kind of experience, and then you struggle for the next 15 days to set up your phone and everything. We make sure that the store associate or the store phone expert, if you are getting a Samsung expert will come to your home, and he will leave only when your phone is set up completely to your satisfaction, including the data transfer, contact transfer, selling of your old phone, buying protection, buying screen cover, everything is done to that extent at almost internet prices, e-commerce prices, which has gained good traction. We have implemented it across 90 cities already, gaining a good traction, and we are looking at how do we build it further for the enhancement of the customer experience. Pretty good journey, I would say, and let's see what others have to say.
Great. So that's a good example of omnichannel that you are setting up probably. Ganesh, well, I'll come back to you, but let me go to Abhishek. Abhishek, I intentionally came last to you in terms of the retailers are here because you're already in the news. There have been news articles that have been published yesterday, day for yesterday. So if you can tell us first your views on omnichannel in India. Is it already seamless, and how are you making it seamless for Adidas?
I think the biggest reason behind omnichannel is that our consumers today are across channels. So there was a time when somebody wanted to engage with Adidas or Reebok, had to go to a store. So today consumers are engaging across multiple channels, across social, across e-commerce, across various digital platforms. So as a brand, it was important for us to be present in all the channels for the consumers. Second bigger aspect is that we run stores through franchisees. And we have the biggest footprint, I would say. We have about 750 stores with Adidas and Reebok put together. And the idea was to bring these franchisees online, basically their inventory online. So now the consumer, the inventory, and the franchisees are all connected. So a consumer could walk into a store, and the merchandise mix which Adidas offers is huge. So it could be, we just launched in Chandigarh about a day back, and it could be 400 SKUs in that particular store. But through the in-store tablet, the consumer can actually 3,500 plus products, which eventually get service from some other partner. So that was the second aspect, is that whether the consumer comes online to the Adidas web shop or whether the consumer comes offline to the Adidas store, he should always get what he's looking for. Third bigger aspect is, imagine if 100 customers walk into these stores. So it's about 750,000 people interacting with Adidas and Reebok, right? We don't know who they are. Normally, an e-commerce company would spend a fortune acquiring these customers. So the third aspect is we want to know who our customers are so that we can start speaking to them, so that we know what they're buying. So customer acquisition and talking to customers is the third aspect why we enable this whole process. So we started in Delhi, we rolled it out in Chandigarh. Shortly, it would be there in about 200 stores pan-India. Thank you.
I know it's early times, but are your customers now telling you that their experience becomes seamless?
Yeah, so I had some very interesting experience in the Chandigarh store. There's a family who came from Yamunanagar, and the shoe size was 12. I mean, all fashion retailers will know that stores don't stock that size. He was very happy to order it online. There was another set of family which came in and it had 14-year-olds. So they never even entered the store. They went straight to the tab, how users are engaging. We have, from our side, tried to make it as seamless as possible. There's no click and collect. It's door delivery. It's done by professional courier companies. There's a full e-commerce infrastructure in the back. There is a call center. There is a helpline. So the whole process is similar to what an e-commerce pure player would do in the country today. But the interaction points are mainly our franchisee stores.
Okay, good. So Bhavik, from your standpoint, you are a technology service provider to a lot many retailers. So how are you seeing omnichannel rewarding, and how are you as an enabler to the retail companies are seeing? Is it getting seamless, or it is still a long way to go? How are you seeing things?
So primarily, what we evolve, obviously learning the business, seeing the business with a lot of retailers, right from. So I think as a retail, as a market has to be categorized, even for omnichannel. So right from brand or manufacturer, they have a different vision for omnichannel, to a distributor, to a modern trade retailer, to an MBO, probably a short, small format stores. They all have a different way to look at omnichannel and different curves in which they really will grow with omnichannel. But prima facie, the basics remains the same. It's all about how do you integrate your legacy touchpoints, how do you give infinite aisle to your customer, how do you actually start in-store assistance and in-store fulfillment. What we need to do is, as a technology players, we need to really work with them on building, probably because not everyone has sophisticated technologies, so they might not have real-time inventory data spread across various touch points. So can we bring some kind of machine learning, predictive analysis, etc. on top of this to ensure that probably if not real, but there's a pseudo experience that can be built as an MVP and then grow as systems from, making it web-enabled, mobile-enabled, centralized, personalized, contextual, and then going towards intelligence.
I just wanted to stop here and start asking Singh, what is the current status? How do you see the current status? Because some work has been probably already done. So how do you see the current status?
So what I think what we see is most of the modern trade retailers, probably multi-brand outlets, they're quite sophisticated in their technology backends. They have a good visibility on where the inventory is lying. It's a matter of, I think as we speak, it's a matter of decision making that happens. That what is that first touch point, as Abhishek was rightly putting, is it the customer experience, is the customer satisfaction, is the customer acquisition, or is the full-fledged sell that you want to start from in-store or on-site or any other marketplace and start fulfillments. A lot of operations to back this vision, so probably most of them are more, probably stuck in how do you really make this operationally feasible, but I think in some or other form, they're already omni-channel. They're either extending their loyalties across channels, if not sales. But yeah, so I think we see there's a readiness on technology. It's the matter of time.
Okay. Anant, you have anything to add?
I'll add a couple of things to what Bhavik just said. This seamless part is always a journey, because I think as and when technology progresses, there will be a lot more channels coming up, and a lot more hybrid channels coming up, models coming up. So, and we need to start catering to that. I was having a conversation with a retailer who's a fashion retailer, both on the, they have a lot of physical stores and they also have an online, and they have been distinct so far. right? And they also have it on their marketplaces and all that stuff. And what he mentioned was, at the back end, for me, the warehouse. Earlier, I used to ship a bulk of, X amount of shirts, size 42, blue color, this particular brand. I used to bulk send it off to the store. But now when I start receiving orders, it's all one. I want one of this shirt and one of that pant. So when I need to pick and ship, my warehouse needs to be almost like a store where I can just go pick up one of that and then, ship it up. So it requires an entire change in the way it's going to be set up now, right? So it's not just the systems and technology is just one part of it, but then the setup and the operational processes which need to be reconfigured is going to be humongous. More than the physical setup, it needs to be a mindset setup also. So to cater to the customers. So that's fine.
Okay. Arun, anything to add on?
Most of the areas are already covered. But yes, the overall overview is more like, okay, considering the complete customer journey and all the touch points from a retail perspective versus all the channels in the physical world and the digital world, right? How seamlessly can you integrate? And also trying to select the channels and the touch points that the current infrastructure and the processes can enable would be a good start for retailers, and then build over trying to add more channels and more touch points and accordingly develop the whole omni-channel.
Baby steps in a way.
Yeah. So otherwise trying to consider 100% a big bang approach, I think doesn't work.
You see it happening? A lot of customers are coming to you?
Yes, a lot of customers we're working with towards, they are looking at this. And again, so considering the existing retailers versus somebody who wants to start new, the challenges are different, right? The technology challenge does not come much if somebody is starting new. But if for an existing retailer where the complete infra is already there,
Right.
then they have to adapt the technology or migrate the technology, people, also all those things come in. So
Right.
hence, taking a baby steps would definitely make sense. Yes, it's just more of a strategic decision. That's where, like e-commerce solution guys like us working with retailers, this is how we could work with them to identify and then move towards that.
So Danesh, you have been on the e-commerce side earlier and now you're helping retailers, physical retailers to get omni-channel. What has been your experience? That's probably not okay.
Yeah, so the way we see omnichannel is, it's a platform through which customers can discover, engage, and transact with services and products across stores, across retailers, and we are working at a confluence of discovery, social, and commerce. So we are helping users find what products are available nearby. So we are going user first, and we are connecting with all the brands and helping users thereby reach out to their omnichannel. Find what products are selling nearby, what sizes are available, what is the offer
Right.
running, what is the prices, and
you-
helping that entire discovery channel. So another touch point, another extension, I think it's for an omnichannel, whereby you are able to aggregate a lot of this data and then reach out to customers. So that's where we are.
The
on this
personalization
journey.
aspect you're talking about?
Yes, and by also learning a lot about the customer across their interaction across various brands, and that gives us a lot of ability to then offer them products that are cross-channel, upsell, etc.
So what we hear is that, okay, there are a lot of efforts happening still. Probably we are still not reached there. I think at this moment of time, I probably want to do a quick poll. How many retailers here? People from retail organizations? Oh, that's far few. I know a lot many of, but who have not raised their hands. How many technology service providers? Okay, how many customers here? I guess. Okay, so I guess that's a dumb question, but I guess all of you are customers. So when you talk about seamlessness, the guys who feel saying that it is seamless currently across channels, raise your hands. Okay, one hand. Okay, only one. We'll have to meet offline probably. I'm going to take some cues from you, and particularly about your experience. But I think that's the state currently. I think it's still a long way to go. So when you look at some of the international players particularly, who have been probably ahead of the curve, gone through that journey, have made some success stories, whether you talk about John Lewis, Macy's or Nordstrom and all of these guys, they probably would have 3 to 5 years, and they've already spent probably 3 to 5 years time, spend a lot of money, and then they've reached a stage. When you look at Indian retailers, I mean, are we seeing the same kind of thing, the same journey? And I probably would start with, again, Chirantan. Since you have walked that road and you're progressing, you believe that you have already achieved some amount of traction. So what has been your feeling, and what do you think that is it going to take the same amount of time, or we are going to be adopting much faster? How is it going to go?
Unfortunately, we don't have so much time as the global peers have taken it, correct? We started this entire journey last year around August-September timeline, and by March we were live, all over India. As I said, 90. And over the next 3 months, we will be live across 150 cities.